Hi everyone, welcome to Belle's Books. I'm Carly and today I'm going to talk to you about a recent Booktuber meetup that happened in London that I went to and give you a little book haul from that meetup. So you may have seen this around because lots of us have done vlogs or videos about it. I was rubbish on the day and I forgot to take pictures of anything decent and I forgot to take any video. So no vlog from me, but what I will do is link everyone's channel in the description box below and other people's vlogs because they're really great and it's really nice to see other people's footage from the day. So there were 27 of us booktubers that met up in London. It was organised and hosted by Katie from Books and Things. She did a wonderful job of herding us all around London. She'd planned this amazing route of different bookshops that we would go to, and there were lots of bookshops on the route. We didn't get to all of them, but we got to quite a few, and we stopped for lunch at a Pizza Express. I was amazed that they managed to deal with 27 of us. And it went all smoothly. It was a really nice day out and it was so lovely because I've always felt like a bit alone here on Booktube. Like I don't really have many Booktube friends or any. I don't do like buddy reads or anything like that. So it was nice to be invited and it was nice to meet people actually. So there were people there that I had recognised, that I watched their channels, and like I said, there were 27 of us. So there were people there that I didn't know, and since then obviously now I know a lot more people, not more booktubers that I've subscribed to and now watch their videos, and it's really lovely just to kind of, you know, be part of that community and be aware of other booktubers. So it was a really great day. I had such a good time talking to people, being amongst fellow book lovers. It's really nice to go into multiple bookshops and not have to worry about, like, you know, taking your time. Although we were on a bit of a schedule, you know, we were like, at this point we'll meet outside, and so there was a little bit of pressure. Did I panic buy? Yeah, I did panic buy a little bit. So I'm going to show you the books that I bought. I will insert maybe a clip of all of my terrible photos that I took, because the only photos that I took were of book covers that amused me. This was either pictures or titles. Most of them just made me think of Dodger, my cat Dodger, because they were in reference to some kind of meat. So it was like meaty, something else about meat, and one about bellies, because Dodger is a big bellied cat. So yeah, those were the pictures that I took on one of the giant tea that was had in Waterstones. So at the end of the day, we all we kind of finished in Gower Street, Waterstones, which I'm very familiar with because that's right next to Birkbeck. So I go there a lot, or I used to go there a lot when I was on campus more. So we sat around because it's quite exhausting. We're walking around London all day, and we sat down and kind of just went, oh, flaked out a little bit. And I can't remember who ordered the first tea. I think it might have been Chatty, but she came back with this pint of tea, the like of which I've never seen, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, because it was a pint of tea in a pint tankard, a glass tankard, and there were like 3 tea bags in there. It was an extreme cup of tea, and then other people were like, oh, you've got a pint of tea, I'm gonna go get one. So there were lots of pints of tea on the table. I think I took a picture of that and that was about it. But anyway, it was a lovely day. It was really nice to talk to people, and yeah, and a shout out to Lisa from Lisa and Bookland for walking all the way from Waterstones, Gower Street to Daunt Books with me, because Daunt Books was last on the list and I wanted to go there because I've never been there, so I wanted to see it. But I think by that point it was like 5 o'clock, everyone was really tired and just said, right, this is us now, we're staying in Waterstones. And then everyone was making their way home, but I was like, I really want to go to Daunt Books, and Lisa came with me. So thank you, Lisa, for walking with me to Daunt Books. It took us half an hour, so it wasn't that bad, but a bit of a trek. And I was very glad that I saw it. Again, I'll insert some pictures that I took of Daunt Books because I was like, oh, I'm finally here. I've seen so many pictures of it. Anyway, let's move on to some books. So the first book I bought was courtesy of Jen the librarian, because I was totally up for being influenced by other booktubers. I expected that. So in preparation for this trip, I had like tried to stop buying books myself, thinking I'm going to buy a load of books when I go back to London. And so I was there in, I can't remember, it was Hatchard, I think, one of the first ones we went to, and I was like, I'm totally up for being influenced. And Jen was like, Carly, have you read this? Mrs. S by Kay Patrick. I'd seen Jen talking about this on her channel and she loved it. And I was like, oh yeah, I heard you mention that. And it's set in a boarding school. Now that is a setting that I love. I love kind of campus novels and anything set in schools. And it is about a woman who arrives to be matron, I think. It's an elite English boarding school. And so all of the girls are very privileged and rich. So I don't know whether it's like dark academia, but that's the vibe that I'm getting. So it's an Australian woman that arrives to take up the post of matron, and she has a dalliance with the headmaster's wife. So there is queer love story, which I'm very much on board for. I don't know anything else about it other than Jen loved it, and I was like, yeah, I'll pick that up straight away. I'm here for this. Also, I love this cover. That does have dark academia vibes, so I'm hoping that will be good. I want to read it like September, October, although it does, I think it is set in a heat wave, so you know, maybe not so much. Okay, then I bought, the thing that I was looking out for most was Katie's book, The Secrets of Hartwood Hall by Katie Lumsden, because the reason I haven't picked this up was because it's a gothic tale. This is kind of set in 1852. It is about Margaret Lennox, who is a governess, and she travels to Hartwood Hall to be a governess. So gothic vibes all the way, which I'm very much here for. And I was saving this for the autumn time because that's when I like to read that kind of stuff. So I hadn't bought it yet because I was waiting to pick it up in autumn. And fortunately, Charlie and Charlie are hosting a read along of Katie's book in September, so I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to it. So only like a week or so until I can start reading this, so I'm going to do it with them, go for the read along. Again, I'll link both of the Charlie's channels down below if you want to join in with the read along of Katie's book. I've been so excited to read this, but I'm like, I'm leaving it till autumn because, you know, gothic vibes for that time of year. I'm so excited, and I'm really glad that I picked it up on that day. Then I went a bit poetry mad. I bought some poetry collections. I had a hit list of things I wanted to pick up when I was in London, and one of those was I really want to pick up a poetry collection by Mary Oliver because I don't own anything by Mary Oliver. So I found two. I picked up 1,000 Mornings and Blue Horses. So I've got these two collections by Mary Oliver. Now, Mary Oliver is a poet that I've only come across either through the creative writing workshops that I've done or just seeing on Instagram snippets of her work from Instagram. And I know she's well loved. I find her poetry really accessible and really relatable. So I wanted to own some of her poetry. So I'm very glad that I've got these two, particularly Blue Horses, because I listened to a podcast recently. Can't remember what it was, but I will find out and again write it down below. It might have been a good read. Yes, I think that was it. It was a good read because this was one of the picks and everyone that read it loved it. And they were saying Blue Horses should be a poetry book that everyone reads and everyone keeps by their bedside. And it's just so inspirational and heartfelt and all of those great things. So I was like, I'm going to get it. So I'm really pleased. I've got two Mary Olivers. I've started reading this, as you can see. And I'm trying to take my time with it. So I read maybe like a poem or two every day. I like to kind of go slowly through a poetry collection. So yeah, really pleased with those. And the other one I got was Cynthia Miller's Honorifics. I saw this on Jen Campbell's channel a long time ago, and it's been on my wish list ever since. And I saw it in Waterstones at Gower Street, so I thought I'm going to pick that up. And this, I will read you a little bit about what this is about, because I'd forgotten by that point. I just thought, I know that poetry collection, I know I want it. It says it is about family, Malaysian Chinese cultural identity and immigration. It looks at things from jellyfish to glitch art to distant stars, taking in Greek gods, space shuttles and wedding china along the way. Now, I'm here for all of that and I'm very excited. And just having a quick flick through, I really like the way that these poems kind of experiment with form, very different formats on the page here. So not just kind of your standard your standard poems, but there's some really nice, oh look at that, really nice experimentation with form. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. And the last one I bought on that day was All the Lovers in the Night by Miko Karakami. I'd picked this up because I thought I might read it for Women in Translation Month, and also it'd been recommended to me recently by one of my good friends, and he texted me, like, I don't speak to him that often, but he texted me and he said, Carly, I'm reading this book, I think you would really like it. It's right up your street. It's very weird, feminist, I think he used the word psychedelic. But anytime someone recommends a book to me that is someone that I know very well and was like, I think this is your thing. So I'm like, of course I'm going to buy it. So that's what I was looking for, and I'm glad I got it. I don't think I'll get a chance to read this for the rest of Women in Translation Month now. I mean, it's only 200 pages, so I might give it a go. I might start it. We shall see. So those are the books that I bought from our wonderful day in London. It was just such a lovely time. And it was really fun to see what everyone else was picking up. So I was going around saying, what have you bought? What have you bought? What have you got? This is my little stack of books from that day. One book that I did buy afterwards, because everyone was buying it that day, is I went to my local Waterstones because I'd spent so much that day that I'd got enough stamps on my Waterstones card to get £10 off. So I then went and bought What You're Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Aoyama. I don't know how to say that. Translated by Alison Watts. This is another Japanese book. And because everyone was buying it, and I was like, oh, maybe I should pick that up. But I didn't on the day, and then I regretted it because I saw a review of it on Willow's channel, Books and Bell, and it just sounds really cozy, and it's set in a bookshop, and it's about this this bookseller who kind of recommends like the perfect book to all these people that come into the bookshop, and yeah, it just sounds really kind of cozy and comforting and sweet and lovely, and that's the kind of book I'm here for. So yeah, that was influenced by everyone else buying it and also Willow's review. Then a couple of other books I have acquired recently, two from the library. I picked up this yesterday when I was at work, None of the Above, Reflections on Life Beyond the Binary by Travis Alabanza. Because I can't remember who was that bought it, but someone bought this, I think, on our day out. And I thought, oh, that looks interesting. And it's a memoir and it's not very big. So I thought, perfect, I can pick that up. Let me just read you the blurb. So it says, in None of the Above, Travis Alabanza examines 7 phrases people have directed at them as black, mixed race, non-binary person. Some are deceptively innocuous, some deliberately loaded or offensive, some celebratory. Sentences that have impacted them for better and for worse, sentences that speak to the broader issues raised by a world that insists that gender must be a binary. That's something that I'm very interested in. I'm writing about it in my PhD, so I'm hoping that I can reference this. So I was pleased to find this in my library. Also, I picked up Hex by Jenny Fagan, which is a super short novel because I'm hoping to read it for Shorty September, which was a thing I didn't know about until I went on that Booktuber meetup and everyone was talking about Shorty September. I was like, what is this? I've never heard of it. So I'm here for reading short books because I'm intimidated by large books, and short books I have a lot of. I'd seen this in the library. I wanted to pick it up anyway. This is about witch trials. I love books about witches and witch trials. So it's set in 1591 when Gellis Duncan is imprisoned for being a witch, and she receives a mysterious visitor who is from the future, and they are talking about how things haven't really moved on for women. But yeah, I've heard a review of this that wasn't great, but I don't know, I'm really intrigued to read it, and like I say, it's only short, so it won't take me long to read. I also love this cover, so I'm very pleased with these 2 library picks yesterday. And the last one I'm going to talk to you about is a book that I managed to pick up second hand, which is mad because It's brand new. It's The House of Doors by Tan Tuan Eng. This is longlisted for the Booker Prize. I wasn't influenced by the Booker Prize. I was like, no, I'm not going to read the Booker this year. I'm not going to get involved. And then, as usual, the more videos that come out about the Booker longlist and people's predictions for the shortlist and their favourites, I'm swayed very easily. So I saw Jen Campbell's reading vlog of the Booker longlist, and this was one of her favourites that she really enjoyed, so I thought I'd pick this up. I've got a few others reserved from the library as well, so I've picked the ones that I've heard very good reviews from, that people are seeming to like, and ones that just sound interesting to me. So All the Little Bird Hearts I've got reserved. What else? The Prophet Song and Pearl, and there is another one, I can't remember. I think it's Old God's Time, but the reserve list on that is massive at the library. So I'm excited to get to this one because the premise of this does sound good. So this is set in 1921. Also, look at the end papers. That's beautiful. Sorry, yes, 1921 in Panyang, and Robert Hamlin is a well-to-do lawyer. His steely wife Leslie is a society hostess. Their lives are invigorated when Willie, an old friend of Robert's, comes to stay. Willie is Somerset Maugham, who obviously a famous writer. So I've never read anything by Somerset Maugham, but it's I guess a fictionalisation of him and these people. So that is a premise that I'm on board with. I love reading books about writers, even if it is like a fictionalised account of their life. So I'm very excited to get to this one. I might pick this one up like now, because I've just finished 2 books for Women in Translation month. There's only like a week left of August, so I don't know how much else I'm going to get read for Women in Translation. I'm making a vlog of that, so you will see what I read for that. So that's my book haul. That's my little rundown of what happened on a lovely day out. Like I said, I'll link everyone's videos down below. Go and watch them because they're fabulous, and it's really nice to see the footage of that day. 27 booktubers all in one place. It was amazing. It was such a lovely day, and thank you again, Katie, for organising it. It was wonderful. Yeah, so that's it for now. The next one will be my Women in Translation reading vlog, which I've tried to put in some snippets of my life, including extreme drama down the allotment, which I'm sure you're all very riveted to hear what happened with my onion, because it was dramatic. So I'll leave you on that, and I will see you very soon in another video. Take care, everyone. Bye.